Be racist? Get punched. Get fired. This happened several years ago. But the guy, we shall call him Mick, and I were talking about old times and thought I'd share this. The event occurred at an establishment near a U.S. military base. We were at a bar. It was just four of us. A black gentleman who shall be known as Taylor. Myself, call me Luther. My friend Mick. And a racist called, let's go with, Bubba. We were sharing song requests. Bubba decided to start singing the N-word. But it's not even like he was saying the N-word along with the lyrics, he was just bobbing his head back and forth going and that, and this, and you, and everything blah blah. Obviously this was uncalled for and he was told to hush. Now Mick and I are both white. But Mick has a biracial son and daughter, and just recently his son was bullied for being black at school, so racism was a touchy subject for Mick. Taylor also jumped into the conversation, basically trying to explain to Bubba that this just ain't cool. I pull Bubba aside. I recognize it's the liquor talking and we have a conversation on why the N-word is not okay. Especially in a taunting manner like he is using, and he should apologize. By everyone around, and we keep it moving. Apparently Bubba took this to mean we were violating his First Amendment rights. This enraged him even more, and he went on a speech about how if a black man can say the N-word, so should he. And this is America. And we should all be equal, etc. Well, Mick got into his face. And it was getting super heated. I don't think Bubba understood how much he was pissing Mick off. I pulled Bubba aside and basically said he's touching a hot button because his biracial son was recently bullied for being black. At which point Bubba decided it would be excellent idea to tell Mick he's a dirty race mixer and a traitor to his own kind. At this point Taylor and I had zero interest in stopping what came next. Before I move forward, Bubba is an overweight man in his 50s whose hobbies included drinking beer and eating steak. Mick was an active duty soldier whose hobbies included weightlifting and boxing. At no point was anyone in that establishment under the misguided belief that this fight would be even remotely close. However, at least in my mind I knew it'd be a short fight. Honestly, calling this as a fight is dishonest. Mick walked over to Bubba and said, I'm only going say this one. Apologize and leave, to which Bubba stood up, proud, and say, fuck you. I don't think Bubba saw the punch coming. But he sure did feel it. Bubba went straight down like a log. Bubba was dazed. And I'm sitting there wondering, am I going to watch a man get murdered or assaulted? As I sipped on my beer, Mick said some words, went to the bar, paid his tab and left. Taylor paid his tab and left too. Bubba was still on the floor. He was awake and there. I think he was kinda shocked. I walk over to Bubba and ask him if he's okay. He asks if I can help him up, and I told him he got himself on the floor, he can find a way up off it. Bubba gets up, comes to the bar, and Bubba goes, I'm report Mick to his command. I advise Bubba should think long and hard before reporting Mick to his command, cause it may not end up like he expects it to. Did I mention Bubba was a contractor on the local military base? He was a mechanic that worked on heavy equipment, a very replaceable position. Bubba asks me if I'd be his witness if he decided to report the incident. I told Bubba I'd be a witness and I'd tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, and I meant it. Well, a few days after the incident, I was also a contractor on the base. I get a call from the MPs asking me if I'd be willing to make a statement on what happened, and I said I would. I went down to the provost marshal office, and I made my state, and I mentioned everything that I've mentioned in this posting. Afterwards I called Mick and asked him what was going on his end. He said that Bubba had reported it and he's being investigated for assault. I asked Mick what he told the MPs. He said he told them the truth. He punched the guy for being racist, insulting his family and his son. He also said he reported it to his commander. Yes. Mick reported the fact that he punched Bubba to his commander. Mick also said that Taylor also made similar statements. I then get called in again, but this time to the base commander's office. As I'm waiting for my time, Taylor walks out. I ask Taylor what he said, and Taylor said, "Everything." I nodded. It was like we were in this together. I sit down with the commander, who is going over my statement. I really drove home the fact that Bubba was being very racist, that he was using racial slurs unapologetically despite being asked to stop, insulted Mick's family and called him a race traitor. Actually, very little was actually said about Mick punching Bubba. The commander asked me if I had anything else to add, and I said, "I'm impressed he only got punched once." A few days later, I'm talking to Mick and he tells me had ended up getting an Article 15 with a very light punishment. No reduction in pay or rank. The message he got was, take the Article 15. Move forward. You'll be fine. Bubba, on the other hand, Bubba got barred from the base. As a result, the company he was working for him fired him with cause since he couldn't get access to the base. This would mean no unemployment benefits for Bubba. TL. Dr. Racist gets punched, reports it, gets fired and loses his job. And I'm sitting there wondering, am I going to watch a man get murdered or assaulted while I sip on my beer? Is a Christopher Titus line if I have ever heard one, and I love it. Not American. What's Article 15? I'd be impressed too. Mick showed Herculean restraint by only punching him once, and he reported himself to commander. He didn't run away from it. He faced it head on and acknowledged that what he did was wrong. Even though I sure as hell don't blame him. XD. I'd say this is pro. Because Bubba lost his job for his stupid stunt and went about reporting it like he'd never be punished for starting it. Also, if you still talk to Mick and you feel like it, tell him thank you for his service from this internet stranger. Great tale, but maybe not pro-revenge since the payoff came about from his own doing. Our malicious compliance would probably fit this perfectly though, since you complied perfectly with his request to be a witness. I don't think Bubba saw the punch coming, but he sure did feel it. Reminds me of an exchange from the Belgariad. You hit he when I wasn't looking. Quote. Oh? Do you want to watch the next one coming? Quote. Stupid as stupid does. This was amazing. Bubba got what he deserved. A two-punch combo for the win. For a second I thought I would be the devil's advocate and say something like, he shouldn't have been racist, but getting him fired and punching him was a bit much now that I know what happened. Yep, he deserved it.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.